Happy Wednesday, Motivation Movers. Yes, it is your girl, the one and only Coco Renee from the Liquid Lunch Mix crew on Liquid Radio, Midday Boss Show on Rize Radio, and yes, coming to an internet radio near you, Midnight Boss Radio. All right, so excuse all the background noise. As you guys can tell, I am in my swim attire. I'm out here chilling with my children. We are about to get in jacuzzis and pools. They are already a step ahead of me, over here doing all kind of crazy stuff, the mostest. So, I am just deciding to reach out to you guys on a different level, really a different environment. Sometimes we got to switch up our environment based on our energy, right? So let me tell you guys the stuff I've been going through the last week and just talk to you about how important energy levels are. How if your energy is off, if your energy isn't right, how much it really can affect you. Now, I had recorded this recording, let me tell you, yesterday. This was supposed to go out to you guys yesterday. But I guess God said it wasn't time to deliver that message yesterday. He told me to wait until today because the message would not download or upload, I guess you could say, on YouTube. So I said, let me just start all over because now I can't say, hey, happy Tuesday, Motivation Movers, and it's now Wednesday. So y'all know where I'm going with this. So I was very frustrated because Father's Day, we woke up to someone vandalizing our brand new car, had no left mirror when we came out. It was there when we parked it Saturday night. But it wasn't there Sunday morning. So you can imagine how frustrating it is to see something that you work hard for every single day that you take care of and that you're trying your best to take care of, and someone comes and vandalizes it, takes advantage of it and destroys it and ruins it. So I was very, very frustrated, and I started acting in the flesh because of how frustrated I was. I was just so angry and ignited that my energy level, we'll just say it kind of started spreading, not just on the level of being angry about that. I started being snappy at everybody. I was snappy at my husband, snappy at the kids, snappy at anybody I could be snapping at because I'm mad. I'm mad that, this is happening to me. Why me? Because you know how we get into our feelings about stuff because it's all about us. And so I went through that whole motion, and then one of my girlfriends had to check me and said, I'm so sorry, I'm not trying to be insensitive, baby, but you have been having like a little stank attitude, and I feel like you brought it upon yourself. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. She didn't say it like that, but in so many words, she just said, look, your energy ain't good, and you putting those energy, that energy out there. So when you put that energy out there, it's going to come right back to you. No, you didn't deserve for that to happen, but you are projecting not so good energy. It's not positive. So you can't expect to have positive energy flow when you're putting out negative energy, right? And I know this. I have talked about this many, many times in the past, so I know. But, I wasn't in the moment of thinking. I was living in the flesh. So long story short, we got past that, that whole little process as she was telling me that I started really reevaluating things and saying, maybe she's right. Maybe I need to switch up my attitude. So then I'm talking to, my cousin, and I'm telling my cousin, about what I'm going through. And she told me that there are certain signs sometimes that God may give us. It might not always be in a biblical sense where it's like in scripture. Sometimes it could be, God delivering an animal, an insect. Okay, we start talking about insects. She starts saying how she has encountered these very unique insects that she's never really seen before, but all of a sudden she's seeing these different things that are so unique, and then she started looking them up spiritually to see what it meant, and realized in the Egyptian times they actually used to that's how they used to read people. That's how they would foresee the future and talk to people, is they would see animals and insects and certain things, whatever. So I took it into heat of what she was saying, right? And so yesterday I'm riding on the road, and my son, I had just literally prayed, me and my son was praying about it. I said, God, I want you to remove this negative energy from me. I need to, renew myself. I recognize that I'm not being my best self. I don't like it. So, God, refresh me, renew me. And so 20 minutes later, we're driving on the road, and beetle flies into the vehicle. My husband, my son is screaming, it's a bug in the car. At the time, I didn't know what kind of bug it was. So we pulled over to see. It's a black beetle. And I thought about what my cousin said, and I said, it's a black beetle. Let me see what spiritually a black beetle means. And the meaning of it was just so empowering. I couldn't believe it because I had just prayed about relinquishing this negative energy, letting this energy go, asking God to renew me with positive energy because I'm trying to be on some positive stuff. I'm on on a different level now, and I don't want to set myself back, going backwards with the negative attitude. And that's exactly what the black beetle represented. It was about transmuting negative energies, moving forward, and that how God brings those things to us as a sign of protection, and that he sees what we're doing, continue to move in the direction we're moving in, because he knows we're moving in the right direction. Do not become stagnant, and do not look back on these things that gets us upset, gets us riled up, because at the end of the day, this is part of the growing pains. We got to go through it, right? So unfortunately, I had to take a loss, but God will bless me on the other end, and all in how I handle it and how I move forward from the situation. So instead of me walking around with a negative attitude, I decided I am going to change my attitude about it. So that's basically the story, the whole moral of the story, you guys. Our energy is everything. What you put out there is what you're going to get back in return. And sometimes you're not going to like what you receive. So if you don't like what you receive, you might want to give that on over to the Lord and let him do his thing with you, okay? Let him work on it. Let him, handle that. Anyways, on that note, your girl got to go because I want to enjoy the rest of this time with my babies. I will talk to y'all soon. Until next time, toodles.